hero being 4 crits. Techies gets banned out still. Still an annoyance to deal with as crits Rubik. Of course, also banned out. We'll see what he ends up playing here.
They're gonna need like a catch, like some kind of disruptor. Like, their heroes right now don't really have very good catch, so I presume that would actually be what they need with the current draft. And you have the Lycan Wolves to give you vision. I like playing disruptor when I have Lycan on my team. I'm allowed to do a lot of very nice glimpse because of the vision.
The vision is indeed great.
I don't like Mirana either. There we go.
There it is.
Because it is like classic, right? Ember Mirana. And I just think aside from that, it's really good for the Lycan because you have this Moonlight, right? And you want to take a fight where you don't want to force yourself into a situation that you kind of walk into this mask, this clockwork, and then there's a global already. You kind of want to pick one off and then reset and think about it. How do you approach the fight? Because right now they don't exactly have the best CCs, and when we talk about CCs against Beastcoast, I think Beastcoast definitely have the better lineup. I just think Mirana will help the team to be able to choose their fight, say.
Well, whichever carry they end up going for Gym Park, it needs to be able to do a lot of damage or set a high tempo, because I feel like Morphling, Ember, Lycan, Beastcoast is going to have some damage issues where they're going to die before they can kill anybody with Shopify, I feel.
Yeah, there's still the illusion route. I don't know about PA this game. Seems like you get run over potentially pretty quickly, but that's something that was banned that they had picked before. You saw the PL ban because they're concerned about something like that, so...
Bloodseeker maybe? Bloodseeker against the Lycan.
Don't know why I was thinking of X carry, not gonna lie.
X carry?
Yeah. I mean, I just think these Lycan units are very annoying, right? You need a proper answer, and X always kind of makes Lycan's game really difficult.
Yeah, well, they have 10 seconds. Tough nut to crack here.
I just feel like they need like some fighting carry, like some... Yeah.
There's the Shadow Fiend. Oh, I wanted it. I mean, I am happy to see it purely because I know what I did in the past, but I'm not sure. Is it the right pick here, Winter?
Doesn't feel like it fits the lineup though. I feel like you could run into a lot of problems in the early game against the Enchantress and the Mirana. You could get easily ganked through the twin gates. You're gonna have to rely on clockwork. I guess I'm not even sure if the clockwork's gonna... I would prefer to have the clockwork in the lane with the Shadow Fiend for that matter. If it's a silencer, I feel like he's gonna just get run over and he's gonna have a very bad time.
So one of the differences in this game though, with the Lycan, instead of some similarities, but you don't have that hard lockdown that helps burst him, nor the Skywrath last game, and the Shadow Fiend has some pretty good synergies to play with, both the Clockwork and the Mars, and he is able to also like help push out waves as well if that's an issue. So I like the Shadow Fiend pick much better this game than when you suggested last game, Shiver.
Okay, there's definitely a level of comfort there as well, Aurora, but is it enough for Beastcoast to not only get a win, but get their ticket to TI-12?
I really want to talk about this Lycan versus SF tempo and / matchup. I would say I've seen this matchup in the mid lane before, where there's a Lycan and then there's a SF on the other side. It's alright for the SF, of course, like because Lycan is a melee hero, right? But all in all, you can't really stop him from doing his wolves things, his unit things. And what is worse for a side lane SF is he has this howl, so he is effectively stopping your physical damage. So yeah, I don't think it's good enough.
Well, we're going to find out. It's game 3 here, deciding game, together with Cap and SVG.
Arteezy Morphling versus Gym Park SF. Shiver was hoping to be able to see it. We got a chance. We're going to be blessed with one more Gym Park SF before the tournament's over. At least
saying they're going to lose?
No, I'm saying just at least one more.
Oh, you said
there could be 2 more. There could be 3 more.
There could be a lot more.
Yeah. But we're going to have at least one more.
That is a correct. That's better. Bias caster.
Well, I came into this saying Beastcoast was the better team. I still stand by that.
Love Arteezy. I heckin' love Arteezy Morphling. We're going to get it at round 2, baby. Run it back. If it ain't broke, don't change it. That's Bobo's draft philosophy. If I won with it, I'm going to jam it back. If I lost with it, I'm going to pick Storm and then jam it back. That's exactly what we got here. We got a run back from Shopify as they basically have the same lineup, you know? They replaced the Skywrath with Mirana. another high damage pick-off support. A little more well-rounded for crit, and the Moonlight Shadow is definitely going to be really nice versus this Clockwork Silencer, as well as the initiations that were causing Shopify problems last game. And they switched out the Lycan for the Beastmaster. I think the Beastmaster was very pivotal in those late game fights with the stun. That's what you're going to be missing here. Like that last roar on the Mars might have saved that game, right?
Right, yeah.
You're not going to have that stun coming out from the Lycan, but the Lycan can play a little faster, and he's a way better support killer by just sending the hasted summons in on the Silencer and the Clock. Even the Lesh is pretty sad versus Hero. It's only the Mars that is giving you some summons control here. Looking like another fast game from Shopify, and not a lot of objective defense from Beastcoast. They did not learn their lesson, and they're in a similar situation, so I expect them to lose a lot of towers this game, and it's going to be another bend, don't break, while the Parker Shadow Fiend waits.
I mean, there is a chance of them being able to roll over the laning phase really early, right? They've got 2 different range versus melee matchups.
That is true. So in theory, the lane should go better this time around than they did last time, and they can maybe abuse that a bit. I just don't know how much you can abuse.
Oh, did Abed? I think Abed stole the bounty rune.
He did.
Damn.
He's a monster. That's 3 for Shopify. Abed's already having a way better game than last.
But Mago gets the better block. So in the range versus melee matchup, that is pretty important.
And the sentries get traded out here. So East Coast know.
Stay alive.
Yeah, they know this ward's here. Shopify also know that ward is there. Might be a race to get another sentry out here. Stinger is flying one. They tried to dodge the Silencer Enchantress matchup. They're going to put it in the off lane. However, Shopify meets them there. And Saberlight,
this is the match.
You did not
right here.
respect the raises level 1. You did not respect them.
That's why I actually like the SF pick quite a bit. I know the Lycan versus SF, you know, a lot of times you're going to be under pressure from the Lycan, but the laning phase is going to be amazing. Now this SF hero is safe lane.
And the creeps got pulled by Saberlight, so he's going to get 1 dire wave behind his tower. However, Parker got both behind his. This is going to be a massive amount of experience denied from Shopify, so he can just keep this here forever. Someone's going to have to go and take this. Crit's going to have to go and take it. Schofield's going to go on top of Saberlight and get his own in return. This feels bad for Saberlight. His CS is going to be incredibly low off the start on these lanes.
Yeah.
He's still sitting at 0.
Dude denies them. Schofield just refusing to back down here.
All right, Parker actually took it under the tower. Interesting move. Brought that wave away from Crit as well.
Because he has another wave coming in, so
yeah,
he needed
to
to
bounce it.
Start running over. He's going to miss 1 or 2 CS as a result. Ooh. Tries to get an easy camp pull. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, they do get the pick off on Stinger.
Matchup continues to be miserable for the Silencer. Shopify have forced it in both games. Reap the benefits both times. I'll go look for the D-ward mid and we'll get it first. He wins that little battle, but he has to give up a water rune to get it. Does hurt him a little bit, however, he's winning the lane. So I don't know if he's too sad here.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't need the refill on the bottle.
Showing up when his team needs it. Lane's going decent here for Beastcoast, I feel. So Parker CS is a little low. That creep equilibrium kind of got messed up and he did not benefit too much from it in the end. Don't know why it's so low, actually.
Oh, the lightning creep.
Good throughout the game.
RP is out in force. This is going to be... they already were kind of winning the lane before, but now with this for the next 20 seconds...
It hurts.
Do a lot of damage. Burn through all their tangos.
At least it's level 1 enchant here, so it'll time out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Only get 4 or 5 off. Stinger's looking for a courier in a small camp block. Does not want any more of those harpies coming through. Very even laning phase. As the Lycan catches up and the Mars falls farther behind, Sacred is not having a fun time down here versus the Morphling, who has 10 denies on him already. Arteezy putting on a laning clinic down here.
Yeah, he knows those other lanes are going to have a hard time, so he needs to win his lane as hard as possible. Nice morph to strength there right before Sacred could catch him with the spear. And he has a Lotus to be able to heal off of, so whenever he wants to, he can full agility, Lotus, and Wand. He'll be back to 100% HP, basically.
And both these offlaners are just getting abused. Nothing they can really do about it either. It's going to be parity in all things as the Shadow Fiend and the Morphling are going to pull ahead here. Parker's caught back up. Those waves come in, and both offlaners still searching for freedom in these lanes that are just pumping out the harass and the denies.
Yeah, these are nasty situations. But, like, who suffers more in this situation? A Lycan shutdown in lane or a Mars?
It's about when you get to that first item. I think Sacred's having the better time here. Like, I think you'd rather have the sacked Mars than the completely sacked Lycan. If the Lycan could get the helm, though, he's a lot more secure. Maybe not in the SF matchup, but overall, right? And
yeah, he's going to have a game.
And I don't know what Sacred is really going to itemize here to make this lane better for himself. He's just getting spam denied on, man. Arteezy got no chill. Bro, this guy got to be on Molly or something.
Yeah, he is wild.
I had to throw that out at one.
Of course, of course.
It's customary. Still Saberlight looking for the helm. Looking for him.
He's being spammed by raises all the time. Had to go for a range drop, but look at this rotation.
This is a nice
Ooh, this could be really good.
This is the downside for this parity is you can gank the Shadow Fiend. You can't really gank the Morph lane.
No, you
Shopify,
can't.
they're going to leave the Morph alone and look for Parker. He got the tree line. What a juke.
Line, can he try and get away? Double raises plus the blood grenade. It's not going to help. Jim Park,
So
the best
close.
they can hope for is that the battery assault runs down Saberlight, and maybe they can get that thanks to Stinger being here. The Cogs push will get that kill, but they're trading off poorly. It's 1 for 2 so far.
These
Even
supports.
Stinger may be run down, especially by the Wolves.
Yeah, they're going to body block him here, and he is done.
Get in front of him. Oh no, Stinger.
Is so much XP for Fly. If they get this kill, which they should, he's going to be over level 4.
Turns around, fights. There's nothing else he could do.
Just insanely good rotation. 4 1/4 here, pushes crit up to level 4.5. Man, Shopify supports really getting the work done in this early game. 2K gold lead just off that. Sacred continues to suffer, no help in sight, whereas Saberlight is getting bailed out.
Look at mid lane. Abed trying to get aggressive here, fighting for the power rune. It's there. The invis will be denied. But he bounced back into the remnant where Schofield was already sitting. Got him inside the cogs, and he's out of remnants. He's dead.
Damn!
Oh, damn. Jim Park, though, in some trouble. Turn around, double raises. Crit had a big old wand, though, and he'll be able to heal up fine enough.
Man, these Shopify supports, if they win this game, it is on them. They are just putting so much work in the first 5 minutes alone.
Stinger has given up his life.
Another one.
Attempt to kill the Mirana. It's not going to be good enough. Schofield tries to create the space for Stinger to get out. Wolves get the kill. I mean, Saberlight is being active with these Wolves. The supports, yeah, but once again, Saberlight is being a big factor as well.
These Wolves hurt in the early game. They really hurt. You can put the Howl on them too, helping these supports get the extra right-click damage in. Still, I go back to this Enchantress. 4-0-2 at the 7-minute mark. This is what you want to get done with this hero, and this is why Shopify have been first phasing it.
They're going to catch him. Slow him down with the raises, get him inside the battery assault. Best Fly can do is maybe get this kill. Nice use of the Hurricane.
Where's the last raise?
Oh, that was beautiful, and Jim Park too slow. Fly survives. Well played.
Why? Putting the team on his back. This tower's dead, by the way. Gets denied.
So much
just
pressure.
gone.
Schofield still may end up dying to the Wolves.
Yeah, I think he is dead. Get a Lotus for his trouble.
Nah, I got it. He ate it. He died.
Man, Saberlight has gotten so much off this single Enchantress rotation that just paid off with 4 or 5 kills here. They're going to smoke both their supports now, mid-level 5, basically on both of them. Going to go play through Abed now with some arrow off the Enchantress slow. Looking for Dark Mago. Counterplay this. Arrow lands.
Let's arrow. Man. Support show up once again to turn the tides of a crucial battle. Double kill for Fly, and he's stuck inside the cogs, but he could be okay here. Yeah, he's perfectly fine.
If you want to learn how to play early game, just watch this replay, man. This is insane efficiency in the early game by Shopify supports. They are a combined 8-0-6 at the 8-minute mark.
Highest amount of kills at 8 minutes on any hero at this tournament.
Insanely impressive here. This is such a large lead in the early game. It's game winning. You straight are probably going to win the game off this if you keep it up, especially. Such a large gap opened up, and there is so little going on for Sacred right now, who is the real loser out of all this, because all of that attention dragged the support stop, and he just had to sit in this Morphling 101. 30 denies on Arteezy.
Every single time he showed up.
Locking boots. Yeah.
Stinger gonna be able to lock him inside. Abed doesn't care. He's got remnants. And he's got an illusion rune too, so he can really take this tower, get some serious damage done with the help of the Enchantress.
I think Beastcoast are regretting letting this inch through for game 3 here. Maybe underestimating how influential it was in game 1 because it ended up going late. But I can tell you, it was the Enchantress that set that game up too. It is the Enchantress that is demolishing your buildings, demolishing your heroes, and demolishing your dreams of qualifying to TI Direct right now.
Yeah, when Shopify took the first pick Morphling, I immediately thought of the Enchantress, but they got it anyway.
This is how this team likes to play. Early lane abuse, into the snowball, into map control. Enable your all 3 cores, and they're going to scale like beasts. East Coast, you got to find an answer soon. Ronald is going to increase the aggression on poor Stinger, man. He is a boot and a mango.
These supports are free. East Coast, Schofield and Stinger can't do anything out on the map together. And that's going to leave Mago alone, really, without anybody to play with too much. Though his Leshrac is not feeling particularly potent.
We'll get insta-popped by Abed. This is not a fair fight you want to take if you're Beastcoast. You got the silence,
Hit it with the split earth and with Sacred coming through.
How'd they get that?
Crucial timing. Perfect stuff. Fly surrounded by too many heroes. They're not going to get a single kill out of this one.
They might
Great
get all
hog
3.
snatch too. Split earth and his heal isn't going to be able to do enough. What a turn.
I mean, I forgot the #1 rule of Beastcoast, Cap.
Yep.
The harder you crush them, the greater their chances of winning the game become. And they just turn it around there. A lot of streak gold going their way. All of that Enchantress work added up to a 7x streak that puts 560 gold in Dark Mago's pocket. And now he's the highest net worth in the game.
Again, I shapeshift, totally useless there from Saberlight. RTZ trying to go for the kill on Sacreds, but without hitting the waveform, it's certainly not going to happen.
Now, Sacred is still the problem for Beastcoast. Okay, you're going to catch up maybe a little bit on your Lesh. You made a good play. That was a very clutch last word to get Abed on the Remnant there. Otherwise, I think he runs them all down with the DD. Your Mars is still a big liability right now.
Yeah, he's below the Enchantress in net worth, and he's going to die again.
Yeah. Shopify are going to take advantage of the fact that you do not have an offlaner in this game. In fact, he is about to go below their last net worth in the Rana as another tier 1 gets claimed. All 3 down in 11 minutes. This is looking like game 1.
Oh, we got him! He had been fishing for that kill for so long, and he had been working through raindrop after raindrop, and he finally catches RTZ Slippin.
Radiant's middle tower is hanging on by a brick.
that is a kill. In the many kills of Dota 2, that is one of them.
There's going to be another one.
Oh,
Park.
Artur.
Nice interception, though, by
Not
Stinger.
like this, man.
Uh-oh, you had been set up for a dream game, RTC. You just gave so much back to Beastcoast.
Oh, you just created like 10 Reddit threads at once, my friend. That's one of the saddest death summaries I've ever seen. It's just nothing, and then 57 magic damage rocket flare. That's it. That was the entire death summary. But you got him.
Gotta be careful on that Morphling, man.
And you got him.
Be recklessly
A
morphing.
beautiful snipe from Schofield here, living up
That's
to
happened
his
2 or
name.
3 times this tournament, too.
It has. He's good with them, man. One of the most annoying players ever for a reason. Showing off why. Caught you slipping. Put some gold in his pocket. Gold that Beastcoast desperately need on their bottom 3 here.
Oh, seriously. He's now level 7. He's going to start beating out on Sacred soon. If he can find some more kills, has working towards a 4-staff.
All right. So the thing about Beastcoast in this game is I don't know if they should be in as good a position they are right now, considering that the top 2 net worth. The problem they're still going to face is this Lycan Helmet Overlord timing and what Shopify do. And that is going to be an inevitability. Like, you're going to get to it on Saberlight. Shopify are going to force the Roshan with it. They're going to push. And if you don't contest these objectives, you're going to end up in a similar situation to game 2, where even if you're keeping up a net worth, the ball is just becoming massive.
Okay, but does
And
it...
can you contest that? Your scale is better this time around.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about Sacred keeping up in this game. Is he going to have space? And if you lose like one team fight out that ball, your base is going to disappear.
But does Sacred really need to keep up that much? If he just blink daggers arenas, he's got both Requiem and a Leshrac who can pump damage into that arena, right?
There is some truth. He does not need to scale nearly as hard this game as last time. The Leshrac and the SF should provide you the damage you need in this game, particularly if you catch the Lycan in the middle of that and you just Requiem him into the wall. So yes, he does not need a crazy amount of items. Still, you're gonna need something. You can't be a walking base boots out here, you know?
That was a pretty cool move. Both Schofield setting up for the Remnant catch, but then Abed going for the double Remnant play. Picks up the shield rune, by the way.
Guy is just too good with rune.
There's that fast Blink Dagger again, which, if you can get the Blink Dagger off of the Mars, I think will look pretty good. We'll see whether or not the Blink Yules by itself is successful again.
The other big difference in this game is Shopify are going to have ores. The good start for their supports means they're going to have a pipe on the Enchantress, a mech on crit. They're going to be coming out pretty damn fast. Helm of the Overlord on top of that. That's a big difference from this game going back to the game 1 where they had 0 5-man auras.
Yeah.
Now those Mars initiations are going into
But I
pipe mech.
feel
That
that,
looks
well,
very
there's the
different,
Nuggets
right?
already
It's a
been out,
lot of
so
barrier to
I don't know
cut
if they
through
go
for
the
the SF
illusion
and the
route here.
Leshrac.
I don't
I think
know
there are
if they
heroes
could
that can do
get
it.
away.
Just gonna have to commit in hard and use that global silence well for Beastcoast. Because again, you cannot lose too many fights in this game if you're Beastcoast. You're in an okay position. Wolf will be at your door soon with that Helm of the Overlord. So you have to play the fights well, especially with this Blink Yules Leshrac build. It worked for Dark Mago in that first game. We'll see if he can make it pay off again as he looks for crit and finds him. So instantly putting it to use. The upside of this build is if you can find pickoffs on the map, which it's really good at, then you slow that tempo down. You bring the rest of your team back in the game. Space for Sacred to continue hitting creeps.
And then the kills also like skyrocket you experience and gold wise. You
Yes.
get high levels and get a bloodstone pretty quickly.
And honestly, this game it's slowed down a bit for Shopify. That first 10 minutes was blistering with the support rotations. Now you're kind of waiting for this Helm of the Overlord, waiting for your Maelstrom on Ember, Mant on Arteezy, and you're giving some space to these cores, and they're pulling ahead. It's going to be a big Shadow Fiend in this game, level 13, almost 14 for Parker here, as Arteezy just hits 12. SF is 2 levels ahead just due to the Ancient clearing. That is, and this is a nice hero to have the levels on. Really nice.
Is there any way you would ever consider the Requiem build? Even just like maybe even just a Blink Dagger, right? If your Leshrac gets the jump onto the Morphling, can't you just Requiem on top of him? Blink Requiem, then the enemy carry's gone.
I think most of the idea now is that, okay, all you in theory need to do that is like Blink BKB, and if you're gonna buy those items, you're probably gonna buy them anyway. I don't know. Is there anything else in the Requiem build that, you know, like you rather just have more damage? I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
I think if you go damage in a Blink, then you can sometimes go for that play anyway.
Look at that. Shopify, you're doing an early Roshan based off of their summons hero.
Nobody could have seen this coming. Wolf would have bumped it up even more.
People like to joke about the script. There certainly are some games that operate on a script.
Their pathway to victory is straightforward here. As long as they execute it, got a decent chance to get an early high ground in this game that's going to force Beastcoast to fight them, and that's where they can win the game. Not saying they're guaranteed to, but that is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Hype already done for the Enchantress. Mech almost done for crit. You have Lizard Aura on top of a Wolf Howl to reduce the armor here. Beastcoast aside, now's the time to fight.
Oh, we got him!
That's just a freebie.
Okay. That is going to be like number 1. And they can Requiem off for this one. The arena's blocking everybody else.
Oh, he's gone.
Beard, and he's dead. Oh, and everybody else is caught inside the arena, so they're going to be able to run down more heroes. Arteezy's dead. How many more heroes can they get? They really want to be able to get Saberlight. That would be a massive kill, but a shapeshift just lasts a little bit too long, and Abed creates enough destruction that they had to battle him, force him away before they keep chasing for more. All they'll get is the Enchantress, but still, a massive win, a massive jump from Sacred. A game-winning one, potentially, as they turn a little bit of this momentum around on Shopify.
Did they just not expect that fight? I mean, I didn't really expect it. That was very fast still. If you're pushing that tier 3, you have to be ready for it. And I go to a bold question here, Cap. where was the Manta dodge? From the Manta dodge god.
That's true.
It's not there, and once you're dead once, this looks really bad, right?
Yeah, it's super free. You're
It's a
gonna pop
guaranteed
into an
record.
instant fear. There's nothing you
You can't get Manta off either life. That push backfiring on Shopify, putting a lot of gold into Sacred's bank account here that he needed. And like you said, I guess he doesn't need much in this game to have high impact.
Yeah, just a blink dagger. As long as he can get the initiation, which has been the biggest question for Mars all of this tournament. Can you actually hit these blink spears? You get that. Well, your other two cores can give you all the follow-up you need.
Arcane Rune on Dark Mago 2 now.
Radiant's
Their 2 damage cores are pulling very far ahead, and Parker is going to have a BKB very soon as the ancient stacking has continued. That is so much momentum gone from this Lycan lineup. You really want to get at least 1 tier 2, maybe 2 out of that first Aegis.
Yeah.
They got nothing except
destroyed as I speak.
a death on their Morphling. Despite all the auras, they cannot bail him out when that arena zones you away from the spear back. Just super nice gameplay here from Beastcoast. Picked their timing and executed it well and put themselves in a decent position. And it will not be the BKB for Parker. It'll be a Silver Edge as Shadowblade is picked up for the Shadow Fiend. So you might have another surprise factor here. You just invis in, you might get a Requiem pop. Are there sentries down for Shopify? Is there any detection? Spearland.
Spear down. Cliff off of that one with the Requiem. Not Mongo's here as well. They've easily got Abed. He's dead,
Oh, they
but what
did it
about the
dirty.
rest? Saberlight, he's trapped in a cage. He's running around like a dog, but he can't get out.
And the ancient creep. And they found our Tor. The TP cancel with the Yules.
Oh, no way.
They
Oh
got
my God,
all
the support get out,
3.
but they got all 3 cores. He's gonna wait for him. He's gonna run,
You
but he
can't
can't
run.
get far enough away.
You
Surely.
can't hide.
No.
Straight into the arms of the fiend who devours your soul, and Parker is dominating with a double kill. That Shadowblade paid off. Another sick initiation from Sacred as he finds a spear on Abed in the trees. I don't even know how he really saw him there. That was a split second and just got the opening. They'll even find Fly on the backside. This game is just out of control for Shopify. The auras have not won them a single 5-on-5, and they're going to start to fall off now as the
How
damage
did he
becomes
know?
overwhelming. I have no idea. He must have seen him for a split second. He just chain stun and throw the global on top, and there is no dispel in sight. The defensive core items are not there yet. Another arena catches the wolf at the same time. It is not often you see the arena and the spear being thrown on different heroes and having it work out so well.
Yeah.
And he has just done it twice in a row. Put Beastcoast in an insanely solid position now as Silver Edge is done for Parker.
Radiant's
This is not going to be the same Enchantress in terms of damage impact. In fact, Fly does not even have an ult to break here. Can break the Lycan passive too.
tower is about to be a pile of smoke.
Prize factor, the extra damage from the built-in Crystallis. East Coast in control of this game. Their scale is looking spooky here with how much Parker taking from the map, taking from Shopify's lives. Their back is against the wall for sure. The wind has been taken out of the Lycan sails here. Are you even in a position to get that second Roshan?
Radiant's
I
middle
almost feel like you're the one who has to contest East Coast threatening it now.
Radiant's middle tower. We'll never forget Radiant's middle tower.
Things have gotten awkward. Silver Edge, he gets to that satanic.
He's a monster.
You're
I don't
gonna
know
run
what
out
to
of
do.
damage, I think.
Yeah, that's, you know, people talk about like, all right, Morphling is this hero. You have to answer Morphling. You have to deal with Morphling.
Yeah.
What is the Shadow Fiend counter in this game? Who is dealing with the Shadow Fiend?
Looks like Radiant's top tower.
Who actually
Land an
walks up
arrow?
and kills him? And you're gonna land an arrow
I
in
mean,
this?
you can't
I mean,
you can't slight chains arrow him because he's got Manta.
Yeah, I'm posing this question because I don't know if Shopify have an answer. I think it's a super fat Morphling. I guess you can like Ag steal his Agi and stats away, right? Throw some raises back his way. I guess that's your answer. The thing is, at the rate Parker is pulling ahead of our tour here, the Zags is going to be mega delayed. He was supposed to get this Ags off of the gold from pushing down towers and objectives, joining the team, whereas Parker's just been doing Ancients the whole game. He has 100 more CS than Arteezy right now, and it shows. Level 18. That is level 3 Requiem online. Even more pain to inflict out of this Silver Edge or off of a spear or hookshot initiation.
He's guaranteed to get these off in fights without a BKB, which is so scary.
You need answers if you're Shopify.
Oh, he hit him with the split earth after the shapeshift. He might be able to run him down. The hook shot will ensure it. I think he maybe had him anyway, which is...
Yeah, I think he did.
Ooh, that is getting worse and worse. Shopify take their Tormentor. Like, it's like, okay, congrats. But what about your Lycan? What about your tier 2? What about your base?
There's no gold coming in. They're still looking for the Ember BKB. He's far away. They're looking for the Morphling Axe. It's far away. You about a drum on your Lycan. I mean, sure. It's not changing the team fight. It has been all Beastcoast since that tier 2 top, and they are looking for that second Roshan. If they get an Aegis on the Leshrac or the Shadow Fiend here, that is a extremely tough fight to take.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is about to be a pile of smoking rocks.
I guess you're just Morphling and Prey right now.
Dire's bottom tower. Wow, that was unintentional.
Hope
That is kind of what they banked off their whole entire draft, right? First pick Morphling,
Yeah.
Morphling and Prey. And it's worked. For so many other teams,
It has.
it's worked.
It's a powerful hero. It could still turn this game around with the Ags. And Cap, lest you forget,
Yeah.
what is Arteezy's signature hero?
Just bit the bucket.
Shadow Fiend.
It is the Shadow Fiend. So if he can't play the Shadow Fiend, why not turn into the Shadow Fiend? And then
Okay.
you have the Arteezy Shadow Fiend to make something happen,
Yeah,
make
but
the
then
magic happen in the fight.
The Aghanim Scepter isn't
It's done.
okay. Like but he turns into the SF, but the Aghanims isn't buffing up any ability he can use.
You're stealing
Does he
the
have the
SF
shard?
stats and attack speed, and you can throw the raises in.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think he needs the
It's
shard.
spell
right?
amped. Why does he need the shard? He doesn't need the shard. You get the spell amp off the Ags. These raises are going to do more. For better
I guess so.
raises.
I was thinking about the right-click fear.
Oh, that, yeah.
Because that would actually add a little bit more control, and it's also a lot more
I
damage.
mean, you kind of have to get some souls, but theory. It's going to have to be something like that. You're going to need some crazy team fight execution here. It's also going to probably have to be something where you find the silencer with the Lycan summons, which has just not been a factor this game. As Sacred has had Saberlight's number and trapped him in that arena every fight.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, is he going to go BKB? He's not. A Scythe pickup instead. Schofield's going to be spotted here. Chains into Arrow. Oh, nice force staff. And Honks pushing away Abed. Schofield's going to live long enough that
Beastcoast are keeping here.
Spear missed.
That's
What an
Ford in arena though.
Yeah, but they got the
Into the wall.
Look at that fear, pushing them all into the wall like that. A decent amount of damage. Mago's not here yet.
Where's the damage?
He does manage to get a little bit of damage onto Crypt, but the BKB is out from Mob. But he doesn't care. He's going to chase after the clockwork. What about Arteezy though? He's 1 versus 3 right now.
Trouble.
Trying to push away the Leshrac, trying to get out of here. Saberlight can't help him. Abed can't help him. He's going to have to do it all by himself.
Go wait for him for
Get
5.
some distance. Is Yule Scepter going to be there? He got him on the Yules. The Split Earth. It'll land. Now the damage is going to start flowing in. He gets away for a little bit more distance, but the chase continues. Beastcoast will not give up on this one. A push away, a Manta dodge. Mago blinks on him, and he's dead.
+2. The stats taken away from the Stack God. Is that fight? Honestly, it looks so bad for Shopify, but the auras keep them in that arena, keep them high, and they're able to find 2 off of that.
I think it was mostly just because the Leshrac wasn't there.
Yes,
the
he was
Leshrac was
very
there.
late.
Everything dies.
Disco Pony late to the party. There's an Arcane Rune on Dark Mago now, so that next fight, he's going to be a beast. Still, what an arena from Sacred. He has done so much with so little in a rough start this game. If only that spear lands, it looks better for Beastcoast, as that would have speared somebody right into Parker.
Yeah, he was hoping for an instant kill on Abed. He hits the spear, they get the Requiem point blank on him.
Yeah, if Dark Mago's in that arena, then Saberlight's dead. You're looking at a much different engagement here. Still, Abed with that BKB, finally able to have some teamfight presence and clean up some of the backside. So some glimmers of hope here for Shopify. The aura is still paying off. And finally, finding some backline connections, which is what their lineup is designed to do. Send the Lycan and the Ember on these supports, make their life miserable, tight out the cores.
They still have not really come close to identifying what to do about the SF, I think. Right? Like,
That's a problem you got to save for later.
well, it's a problem they're going to need to solve now, I think. They have to stop this second line
Wolf is
on
scouting them.
Park.
They have full vision of the pit right now.
Yeah, do they not know they didn't kill the wolf? Okay, they spot it now. One-line shadow. Gotta be careful
have
those
to man up.
bashes, man. That could
Arrow.
lead into an arrow. It hits the clockwork instead. Once again, Schofield trying to put himself on the line. Abed in danger, but he does manage to get out thanks to his BKB. Mago
Wolf
right on
is
top of
trapped
the
again.
inside of the arena time and time again. They just fence off the dog and he can't really do anything about it. Hook shot off of that spear. It will get the pick off on the Mirana as well. Another buyback, though, going to be used by Shopify. They have more buybacks than
They're gonna try and get
Beastcoast
back in
has.
here. Aghanim's Morphling ult is running on Parker right now. Arteezy, do you want to fight? You want to run? You want to Roche? Which is it?
Trying to stall, I think, for his supports to come back into play after they bought back. It's very odd.
Trying to
Beastcoast
bait them.
really spread around. Mago's still chasing heroes down. He's going to catch Fly eventually, surely. Nope, slide chase.
Another Aegis
Arrow.
steal? So tell me.
Why get him? Back inside the pit, a spear away. They deny him, and they're not going to get it. The Requiem goes off now. He can't get the extra life. He goes for the TP away.
Don't get out.
Successful. Meanwhile, Mago still chasing down heroes, only got Fly for it. But it all works out in the end, I guess, for Beastcoast.
Yeah, they get what they came for, which is Aegis on Parker, Cheese on Dark Mago. As good as an Aegis here, right? Especially on the Leshrac for the mana pool. And it didn't cost them too much. In fact, the buybacks all Shopify's way as they use both supports to try and contest this objective. They felt they need to win this game. Do not get anything out of it. Parker has been untouchable despite this Morphling Ag stealing his stats. It just doesn't
He's
matter.
gonna run into Arteezy with his Invis rune.
Dark Mago,
Almost.
he has been beasting this game up. 9-1-8. Blink Yule's build has looked really damn good.
Yeah, we're 2 games in a row. 2 games in this series.
Just makes him so much more of a threat in these fights, giving him the extra stun in the setup. And there's not a lot of physical to punish the Leshrac for not having more tank ability.
That's true. In part because Saberlight, we talked about what was the Broodmother build. Everybody focusing on their own single target damage. This is not that kind of game for him as the offlaner.
Oh, they itemized as a team, but the thing is they had to push down the objectives and snowball with the auras to make that value. Now you're at a point where you need the damage, and you don't have it.
Now look at this SF.
Butterfly, I mean, good luck. Good luck taking down this
He is
guy.
wrecking ball.
Is so far out. He is 10,000 net worth ahead of your Morphling here. And your Leshrac is basically the same. There's so much gold. What's your answer? You're gonna start stealing his stats, stealing them soon. You're gonna have to get through this guy twice.
Yeah, that's the scariest part. Manta dodged the arrow. Keep on trucking. Building after building, collapsing for Shopify. A tier 3, a barracks. Finally, they get enough damage out on that SF to push him away.
You gotta remember, this is a TI qualification for Beastcoast right now. They can taste it. Been an up and down year for them. They are very familiar with the opponents they face right now. Might make it even sweeter.
Double force snap accidentally pushed him back into the claws, but that's okay. Fly's been caught anyway. Now the blink in from Sacred. Caught Arteezy, the Requiem a little bit too late. And the double BKB heroes are going through the supports, but they have to run away from the cores. Every time this SF's damage cannot be matched.
Too much, man. You just crit so damn hard. You can't outrun Bait as the Wolf is not fast enough. And Parker, he wants your buildings. He wants your throne. Morphling ult up in 2. It's going to be a last hurrah here. One more smoke to try and get something done against the 2 lives of the Fiend.
Another blink in, a blink scythe in fact, to be able to go for the Priestess of the Moon. Dead, and Ahmed got caught in that immediate buyback by him. He needs to be able to help out RTZ because there's nobody else that'll do it. RTZ playing on a sliver of health will die. A second life for him, but a cheese activated by Mago. Can't get the fast kill on any of these cores, can't break them apart. They operate as a triangle, playing together constantly, going for the throne, going for the
Another hack.
Another big crit.
He's on.
It's over. RTZ, and that's it. GG is called. Beastcoast are going to TI.
And Shopify eliminated by their old foes here. Their story has been intertwined with Beastcoast over so many of these seasons. They meet again, and here Beastcoast reigns supreme with their new carry player to boot. And damn, did he look good. That Shadow Fiend pick worked immaculately. I guess in the question, would you rather have the sacked Lycan or the sacked Mars? You definitely take the sacked Mars after watching this game.
Yeah.
There's just no answer to Shadow Fiend here. The Morphling matchup way too far behind. The ancient farming was out of control. The tempo was not fast enough from Shopify. That tier 2 push top, that pretty much just sealed the game. Way too hard to come back from that when you sacrifice Morphling twice with your Aegis, Helm of the Overlord push, and get nothing out of it. All of that work from the Enchantress and the Mirana down the drain. A hell of an early game from Shopify. It has been their MO forever, but it yields nothing here. And they come up with another disappointing result at a major LAN. Can't help but feel like they're just running into a brick wall.